All right, guys, you just got the objection from the homeowner. They're like, hey, I don't understand why I'm paying so much for the solar system, right? I looked up these panels online. They only cost $400. Why am I paying 50 grand for all this, right? I don't understand. The panels aren't even that expensive. Um, so you heard something like this. This is a common concern that we hear. And this is how you're going to overcome it. Oh, I totally understand, Mr. Customer. That's a really good question. There are a lot of costs that go into a solar project, right? And actually, the solar panels, this is a big misconception. A lot of people think this. The solar panels are actually a very small cost of that. So there's all these other materials we have to purchase. There's the inverter. Those cost, just as much as the panels themselves in most cases, right? We explained what the inverter was. Also, all the racking for the system. There's 3 boxes we're going to have to install on the side of your house, right? And you can go into this in detail, guys, so explain what that is to them. So, all the material costs, is much more than just the panel. So it's unfair just to, break it down to $400 per panel, right? Because that's just a small portion of the cost. Does that make sense? And then he'll say yes. He's like, but still, it's $50,000. So continue to explain the breakdown of the cost. So there's other costs too involved, sir. So we're actually taking care of the permits for you with the city. We have to pay for those, right? The HOA fees, there's a lot of fees in those in most cases. We're covering the costs. The system you're purchasing from me today is a full turnkey system, right? You're also getting that 25-year warranty. So we're covering all costs in terms of labor and anything else if there's any issues for this system for 25 years. So we're taking care of all that for you. Of course, we have to pay, our employees to run this process, to order the material, to submit for the permits, to submit to your HOA, right? We have to pay people to do that. We also have to pay our employees to actually install this system. So labor is a large cost, right? We're going to have 5 guys installing this system, working on it for you. And then there's also finance charges, right? Like anytime you're borrowing money, there's going to be costs that are accrued during that process. So we're taking care of all of those things for you, right? You don't have to pay a penny, right? It's 0 down. And then we're taking care of everything for you. So that's kind of a breakdown of the costs. Does that make sense? Does that make more sense why it's so much more than just the panels? And then at that point, they should say yes, and then just move on to the next step of the process. So move on to finishing the contract or move on to site survey. So that's how you overcome that, guys. I wish you the best of luck with it, right? I did this. I answered this in a very fast, simplistic way. So you might want to, go into each section in more detail. But usually, just delivering it just how I delivered it works in most cases. You're just kind of explaining to them, hey, the cost of the solar system is not just the panels. There's 10 times more cost and fees that go into a turnkey solar system.